The forgotten legends of 80s action cartoons relived in heroes, epic battles, and lost worlds that time nearly erased. Remember those 80s action cartoons you loved? Did you know there were hidden heroes and villains you've probably forgotten? Get ready to relive the nostalgia and rediscover the legendary stories you might have missed. The 80s, a golden age for action cartoons. The 1980s weren't just flashy colors and radical catchphrases, they were a cultural revolution for animation. Series like He-Man and Masters of the Universe, Transformers, and G.I. Joe didn't just dominate the airwaves, they shaped the value, imaginations, and Saturday mornings of an entire generation. These shows featured bold heroes, menacing villains, and worlds teeming with action, magic, and futuristic tech. For many kids, they were a first introduction to serialized storytelling, moral dilemmas, and epic-scale world building. The animation may seem dated by today's standard, but at the time, the explosive energy and iconic character designs were groundbreaking. But for every Optimus Prime or Skeletor that became household names, there were dozens of heroes, villains, and story arcs that time quietly buried. Forgotten heroes and villains. While names like Lino, Matt Tracker, or Jayce may not echo as loudly today, they are once torch bearers of innovation in the action cartoon world. Lino, Thundercats. While Thundercats itself is fairly well remembered, Lino's arc from a boy trapped in an adult body to a true leader was profound for its time. Matt Tracker, M.A.S.K, a high-tech crusader combining the best elements of G.I. Joe and Transformers. Tracker led a team against the terrorist group Venom, blending spy drama with transforming vehicles. Jayce, from Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors, a space-traveling hero with a mystical root as his weapon. Jayce, his journey to find his father and stop the evil monster minds were filled with surprising depth and sci-fi allegory. These characters often had confident complex motivations, internal conflicts, and rich lore, but lacked the mainstream staying power of more heavily merchandised counterparts. Beyond the mainstream, series you might have missed. Some 80s action cartoons pushed storytelling boundaries but never gained widespread recognition. Let's unearth the gems. Bravestarr, set in a sci-fi western world, Bravestarr was a Native American marshal with mystical spirit animal powers. It was one of the first shows to directly address issues like drug addiction and personal responsibility. Centurions, power extreme, was their battle cry, and these cyber-suited heroes fused man and machine to fight techno-terrorists in a high-octane near-future Earth. Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, a mix of fantasy and sci-fi, where warriors used holographic totems and magic-infused staves, blending swordplay with science fiction and surprisingly thoughtful narratives. These stories often tackled mature themes, tested the boundaries of genre blending, and featured memorable art design. Yet many were cancelled prematurely or overshadowed by more commercialized franchises. The legacy of 80s action cartoons. The DNA of these shows can still be found in today's animation, comic books, and even big budget blockbusters. Themes of teamwork, heroism, sacrifice, and redemption were planted in young minds and carried forward. Modern hits like Teen Titans, Ben 10, Voltron, Legendary Defender, and even My Hero Academia had owed spiritual depth to storytelling tropes and character archetypes pioneered by these forgotten shows. And let's not forget the impact on pop culture beyond the screen. Action figures and toy lines that became essential parts of growing up. Video game adaptations and comics gave fans more ways to engage. Cosplay, fan art, and nostalgic reboots continue to celebrate their influence. A call to remember. As algorithms push newer content and streaming platforms shuffle archives, it's easy to lose sight of the building blocks that brought us here. If you grew up with these cartoons, or even if you're discovering them for the first time, consider this your invitation to rediscover the forgotten legends. Watch an old episode, share your favorite characters with friends, spark a conversation online. These animated heroes may have faded from the spotlight, but their impact still roars in the hearts of those who remember. Because in the line, where's the Lino? Thundercats, ho! These stories still matter. Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fans, lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place by subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori you gain access to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori today. Your next thrilling adventure awaits. Right, hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.